Joining us on the HyVee Halftime Report, brought to you by HyVee of Liberty, is head basketball coach Larry Holley's wife, Linda, who has the patience of a saint. Not only are you married to Larry Holley, which I got to give you credit for, but 2 weeks ago at Raleigh, we tried to do this interview, and the audio was so terrible, my mistake, that you've been good enough to join us again, and I thank you for that. The first interview went well, I thought, but nobody could hear it, so I apologize for that.
Well, okay, well, we'll hope for the best.
We'll hope for the best here. Yeah. Hey, it's good to have you in here again, the Cardinals on these road trips. It's a weekend for you and for Larry. I don't think it would be exactly a getaway weekend. That's not what I would call it. A working weekend for you and for Larry. But I see you on the phone working all the time. Tell us about what you're doing.
Well, I hope my boss hears that, but yes.
Oh, she's on the phone all the time.
I am fortunate enough, though, to be able to have a job that enables me to travel with the team, and so I'm very happy about that. So it's worth the time or effort I put into it on the road.
What is your job? Where do you work, and what do you do?
I work for Dr. McElhenney, is his name, and I assist him in treating opiate addicts, and so it's a wonderful thing because it's something that is very helpful to these people that need the help, and I really do enjoy it. And he's great about allowing me time off to travel, and so I do appreciate that. Yeah.
You were a teacher, an art teacher at one point, and how long have you been working with the doctor now?
It's been about almost 5 years now.
Okay.
I retired, worked in the Raytown School District for 27 years and retired in 2005, 6. And so it's a nice transition. Loved both jobs, very fortunate. Yeah.
Linda Holley is our guest here on the HyVee Halftime Report. You taught art, so you missed the interaction with students and just the arts world, I guess. You missed that part of it?
Yeah, I did. After I retired, I worked for UMKC for a while, supervising student teachers in art, and really enjoyed that a lot. And then I started working with Dr. McElhenney and did both for a while, and just found that was with that and basketball, and it was a little bit too much. But so I had that experience, and yeah, I mean, I do miss it to a degree, but it's just a different lifestyle now. So
when you were teaching, you were not really in athletics. You weren't a teacher that coached. How did you and Larry Holley meet? I'd like you to tell that story. I know we told it last time, but I'd like you to tell it now.
Well, I talked to Larry on the phone. Actually, his wife, Ann, who unfortunately passed away in 2006, her best friend, Amy, and is someone that I was acquainted with, and her parents actually lived in the building that I lived in. And they kind of conspired to get us together. And the funny thing is, I talked to Larry, at the beginning of the year, January, and then we didn't actually meet until the end of March. And that's pretty easy to figure out, that was a basketball season, and yeah, so it's a good fit. And Larry is the most patient person in the world, and I appreciate that, because I think I need that.
Sure. Well, and again, you met him, and soon after Ann passed away, you met him. Had to be a tough situation, to be honest. I would think that would be very difficult. He has 3 daughters, of course. You have, I believe, a daughter, right?
I have 2 daughters. And Larry has 3 daughters, and we have 5 grandchildren between the 2 of us. And, I mean, that had to be, I know that for Larry's daughters, the whole losing your mother at the age of 53 was just so unexpected and so traumatic. And I understand, that it was a little bit of an adjustment.
Absolutely.
But I tell you, they're fabulous girls, and they I think we've become very close, and I regret that we don't have more time to spend with either of our families, because we are both very, very, very busy, but you know, it's good, and we're extremely fortunate.
You told the story, and this was a couple weeks ago, but when did you end up celebrating Christmas with the last part of the family?
Yeah.
What time was that?
Well, we finally got together with my daughters and their husbands, significant others, on January 19th. So that's a combination of our schedule, and then my daughter's a nurse, her husband's a firefighter, and so their schedules are kind of very erratic. And but anyway, we finally did it, and we had a great time.
Were you a basketball fan before you met Larry?
Oh, absolutely. I've been a sports fan. You know, I can remember going to the Kansas City A's games. I actually had season tickets for the Chiefs and the Royals since college, and so, you know, we haven't had professional basketball in Kansas City for a while, but I was a cheerleader, so, you know, I'm very much a sports person and participate in some sports as well. But yeah, so when Larry heard I was an art teacher, I think that's probably why he waited 2 or 3 months to meet me, because I think he thought, oh, that's not gonna work. But fortunately, I'm a sports fan. I still haven't gotten him over to the Nelson Gallery too many times, but you know.
Linda Holley is our guest here on the HyVee Halftime Report. I was going to ask you too. The Larry Holley I know comes in for practice, always has a sweatsuit on and looks good. Of course, for games, dressed so well. At home, does he sit on the couch, watch TV, and have like Frito chips on his shirt and that kind of stuff? Is he a little different at home?
You know, Larry has a very, I think it's a good ability, a good quality, and that is to be able to detach.
Really?
To some degree. Now, I think he holds a lot in, you know, that he never, you know, takes it out on me. If there's a loss, I mean, honestly, I think I take it worse than he does. But he will, yeah, he'll come home and he'll watch TV, and he, you know, he can relax, and that's.
He's a slob at home, though, right? I
mean, yeah, not particularly, but
just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you know, it's just, you know him probably better than anybody at this point, and so I find that interesting. He's able to detach, because you can see him during games. Any coach is intense during games. He does cool off from the game, good or bad, pretty quickly, I think, and seems to keep things in perspective.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts, but you know, he doesn't exhibit anger ever.
Right.
I mean, to me, or you know, I know when he's frustrated. I know when he's feeling bad, and you know, it's just part of. I mean, I don't think you could really have your heart into it if you didn't take it hard when you lose. And but you know, he has a very positive attitude. I think he's extremely confident. That's one thing that's attractive about him to me, is his high degree of confidence, not cockiness.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, but confidence, and that's I love that in him.
I think, you know, you've probably heard this, but probably some people think with 700 plus wins and the 5 Hall of Fames and all that, he would be a very arrogant person, but I find him to be very humble. Yeah,
he is. He truly is, and you know, like I say, he's confident, but no, not at all arrogant, not at all.
You get nervous during games when you're sitting here watching?
You know I do, Rick.
Well, but nobody heard your answer last time.
I know.
How nervous do you get?
I do. I do get extremely nervous, and I wish I could control that better, but you know, it's just the way I am. I don't know. It's you know, but I get over it too. So win or lose.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Well, you almost have to, don't you?
What else do you do? Yeah.
You enjoy the road trips in this GLVC schedule? Is it good for you? Do you enjoy that?
You know, it's actually, Yeah, I don't mind the bus, being on the bus. It's kind of relaxing. It takes quite a bit of work to get packed and ready to go, and so that can be a little nerve-wracking. And once I get on the bus, I can kind of relax a little bit. And yeah, and we get to travel, and we always stay in nice places, and so I enjoy that. Yeah.
Finally, and I've asked Larry this question, but I'll ask you also, how long do you think he's going to coach?
Well, as I said, he used to say, how old is Joe Paterno and how long did he coach? But of course, that's not, he doesn't say that anymore. But,
right, well, for obvious reasons.
But anyway, yeah. I think as long as he has the energy and he has he feels like he's doing a good job, and, I think he can go on for some time. So yeah, he doesn't have any plan to retire. I'm not sure what he would do. I mean, I think Larry could do a lot of things, but his passion is coaching, and so I hope he is able to stick with it for many years to come.
And his health is good after the
Yes,
prostate cancer
absolutely.
a few years ago. That's good. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Well, Linda, thank you. I'm sorry we're out of time, but
Yeah.
again, thank you for your patience in doing this one
You're
more time.
welcome.
It
You're
was a lot of
welcome.
fun to visit with you a second time, and we even covered some new stuff, so that's also
All
very
right.
good.
Okay, thanks, Rick.
Linda Holley has been our guest here on the HyVee Halftime Report.